Hi, my dear students. I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to learn about third poem in English. The name of the poem is The Ball Poem, written by John Berryman from the book First Flight. My dear children, the poem is completely related to your life. And John Berryman is an American poet and he was into a group of confessionalism. Now, what is confessionalism? Confessionalism means a person who is dealing with most inner thoughts. You just take an example of Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. The two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. I think you know the poem very well, right? In the poem, the poet speaks about the choices of life. It's into a different level. And here, the poet is trying to speak about the innermost feelings of a life, which you might not even think about. It's a big problem. But everybody has to move through the particular period of life. And here, the poet is trying to speak about a boy. I just tell you the summary first, then we'll go line by line explanation. Okay? There was a boy. One day, he was playing with his ball. And while he was playing with his ball, all of a sudden the ball just rolled down and fell into the river. So he was totally sad, and the poet was standing side of him. He thought, just a ball. I can give him money to get another ball. But then the poet thought, no, I'm not going to give money to him because now I'm not going to do that because now it's high time the boy realizes the value of loss. There are things in life you might lose in your life. So over here he's trying to take in the word called ball. The ball stands for memories in your life which is already gone and you can never get it back. Ball also stands for the loved ones in your life. After their death, it's gone. The memories you have with them will be there with you, but the person is gone. I hope you understood the main content of the poem. Now I will be reading the lines for you. As the poem is in the screen, you can also read the poem, okay? What is the boy now who lost his ball? Over here, the ball is gone. What is the condition of the boy? The boy is playing with a ball and it just fell into the river. But the memories what the boy have with the ball will never get it back. Maybe his childhood memories which is lingering over through that particular ball. Okay, next line. What is he to do? I saw it go. Here we can see the repetition throughout the poem, like what is repeated two times. I saw it go. I refers to the poet. Here the poet saw the ball going round and moving down to the water, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over there it is in the water. Here the meaning of the word merrily is very happily. Here, I saw the ball happily rolling down to the water. I refers to the poet. The poet saw the ball happily rolling down to the water. It speaks about boy's childhood. Okay, clear? During the childhood, children are very happy. They just happily move around. That means the particular stage of life is over. Over here, the poet is trying to speak about the boy's childhood. Do you know the poem Seven Ages, written by William Shakespeare? The seven stages of man's life. In that poem, Shakespeare is trying to speak about 7 stages of man: infancy, childhood, lover's life, married man, soldiers, etc. Like that. Over here, the poet is trying to speak about childhood. And now the childhood is lost in water, which means it is over now. So he needs to leave the next stage of life. Now listen the fifth line. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. You might think there are other stages of life. You have soldier stage, lover stage, etc. Which means you have other balls and other memories. But still, the memory you have in that particular life is gone. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. Here, grief means sadness. That the sadness fixes the boy. As he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. The child didn't know his ball is gone to the water. He was shivering, he was trembling and staring, which means having a look at the water. He was looking down to the water, he was looking for his ball. But he was also looking for his past old childhood days, which is already gone. Obviously, he is thinking about his next stages. He has no idea about the next stage. He has that fear in his mind that what is going to happen in the next stage. He just not want to leave his childhood days, but now it's gone. The childhood days are gone. All his young days into the harbor were here. Harbor means it is a place where all the ships are docked. Now the poet is telling, infancy is gone, it is docked in the water. The stage is docked in the water. Childhood also had gone. It is also harbored, docked in the water. Ball went. His childhood days are gone. Over here, the child's childhood days which completely lost for the little boy. A lot of things will happen in his life, but he cannot never ever get his childhood days anymore. So my dear students, I am telling you that this is the best part in your life. You can never ever get your childhood days. So live in the moment. Now you might think that I just want to be my college days. But when you reach college, you might think that I feel my school days were more better because less responsibility. Now the child is staring at the water. The boy was completely sad. The boy was completely sad. So the first part is over and this is there in the first 7 lines. So now we can move on the next part of the poem. I hope the first part is clear. And listen children, when you check the poem, you might feel that there is no proper stanzas in the poem. Just like one full verse. Reason is this confessionalist group of people, they have the liberty to write anyway. They don't have the proper method to write a poem. When you look at the poem, you can understand that you cannot find rhyming words, you cannot find the poetical style of writing because the freedom was given to the confessionalist poetry. Okay, and now we'll move on the next second part of the poem. Okay, in the first part of the poem, the boy has lost his ball and now he's thinking about it. He's completely stressed, sad, and he's in a melancholic mood. He's in a sad mood, and all these things are there in his life. Now, what will the poet do on account of poet's point of view? We'll see into it. Okay. So here, in the first part of the poem, the boy has lost his ball, but he's thinking about it. So in the coming part, we can just discuss about the poet's point of view. Next line. I would not intrude on him. The poet says that I am not going to intrude on him. The boy, he himself should realize that he should live his life and he should move forward in spite of losing those memories. He should know the pain. He should understand it, that it is not a materialistic world, that it's a possessive world, and we have to know the pain of loss. That is the reason the poet did not want to intrude to him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Now the poet thought, okay, I will do one thing. I will buy him another ball. So maybe he can play with it. Even though he is playing with that particular ball, he lost all his memories that he had with his previous ball. Okay, clear? Now, even if I give, so the poet is thinking or poet is telling like this, even if I give new ball, it is not going to replace the memories what he had with that old ball. He senses first responsibility. Here, now, the child senses the first loss of pain. Responsibility in the sense the loss of pain. We can say it's transformation from childhood to the next stage of life. That means the child is learning something new. In a world of possessions, people will take. Yes, we are living in a materialistic world. Okay, listen children, I will give you one example. You have a mobile phone. It's a possession. Okay, if something happens to the phone, you feel very sad, you feel agitated, and all these things comes to your mind. But you have to understand it's a materialistic world. It can go and you can get another one. That means you can get another phone. So you should sense the pain of loss. Here I am trying to say is we should able to overcome and we have to move our life forward. Okay, so here I am trying to say is we should able to overcome and we have to move our life forward because it's our life. People will take balls will be lost always, little boy. Here, people will take the things and the memories had gone. You will never have a return to that. You will never have a return to that. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Now that memories have gone. You cannot buy back the memories with money. Memories have gone. You cannot buy back the childhood. The memories are most important in your life. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate means sadness. Here, the child is completely sad, but he learns something new. The epistemology of loss, how to stand up. Epistemology of loss means knowledge of loss. Now, the child can sense the loss. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know. Here, the child lost his ball. He is crying now. But at the end, he learned something and learning how to stand up and how to move forward his life. And the child is learning how to move forward his life. And must know many days how to stand up. And nowadays, most of the people know how to stand up. That means it's talking about inner peace of life. Whatever happens in our life, it should move on because we have one particular goal in our life and we have to live our wonderful life. And that should be your goal in your life. You have to enjoy your life happily and you should understand what you should understand that your childhood will move on, your teenage will move on, although all these will move on. You should not be desperate, children. During your last day you might miss your friends, but don't be too sad. These are the life. So enjoy each and every moment in your life. And here the poet is trying to speak only one particular thing. Life is short. Enjoy your life completely well. I hope the poetry was clear to you. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask your doubt. Okay, now we'll move on the poetic device. And the first one is repetition of words. In the second line itself, we have discussed that repetition. Repetition means the repeating words. Here, in the second line, we can understand that the word what is repeated. and in the same way ball is also repeated. Okay, so we can say it's a repetition of words. Next one is assonance, repeated use of vowel sound. Boy, now who lost. Here, can you tell me which letter or which sound is repeated? Here, the O sound is repeated. It can be any vowel sound. Boy, now who lost. O sound is repeated. Next one is alliteration, repetition of initial sound. That means any consonant, if the consonant letters are repeated, consonant initial letters are repeated, means that is alliteration. For example, buy a ball. Here B is repeated. So I think this poetic device, actually this poem, this whole poetry was useful for you. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask your doubt. Thank you.